Hello, welcome to the Elda Show. Here I want to just recap on stuff that has happened in a while and also talk about a new format as well as finally give the results to the giveaway we did several weeks ago. I know I'm really late on it, but it's finally time to announce the winner. So let's start. First, let's announce the winner of the raffle we did for the mouse. And our winner is Nazimus. So this is Nazimus. If you're watching this, just check your email and we'll get a hold of you shortly on how we can get that to you. And then just a little bit about or updates on us. I really started Elda Entertainment because I really wanted to get into the esports scene, hold tournaments, and be able to have more esports in the local area and online as much as possible. Especially back when I first had the idea back in 2010, 2011, it was for StarCraft 2. Now I wanted to be able to just do it and have fun. I got away from what the core principle was, which was the love of gaming, the love of esports, and actually doing stuff. Or holding tournaments, just like when I was growing up and even now with racing. So what I'm going to start doing now is weekly or sometimes several times a week I'm going to start posting videos of just short videos of interviewing people who just love gaming as much as I do, who have really just it touched in their lives in multiple ways, because I know in my life gaming was a big part of a lot of my life from growing up to now. So to start out, we're going to just do a little interview of me. Next week and later on, we're going to have some guests, some personal friends, maybe some people in the community, or just people who love gaming and want to interview. So if you want to interview, please don't be afraid. Shout out to us, send us an email at eric.woods@eldaentertainment.com, and maybe we'll choose you to be interviewed by us. So let's start. For me, the first question is, what does gaming mean to me? Gaming really meant a lot of just fun, especially growing up. A lot of my friends played, so just playing a lot of like Halo, Mario Kart, Super Monkey Ball 2, which was a lot of fun on the GameCube when we just didn't have much games to play on the GameCube. And then once I hit about 5th grade, that's when World of Warcraft came out, and then that game really influenced a lot of my life, because I spent a lot of time in MMOs growing up a little bit, but being that kid that, like any kid, just creating multiple and a lot of game or characters. But World of Warcraft is the first game where I actually got a little serious and dug into raiding, PvPing a little bit, but not too much, as well as making friends in guilds. And it really taught me that I can have friends all over the country. Most of my friends were in different parts of the country, like in Virginia and whatnot, or Vegas, LA, while I was here in Central California. Not really going out too much because I was that little secluded kid, introvert, but it really helped me make a lot of friends, even though most were about 10 to 20 or so years older than me. One of my favorite experiences from gaming, one has to be when I was raiding Karazhan for one of the first times back in Burning Crusade. We were fighting Curator, and all the raid wiped except me, and I was playing a hunter at the time. So luckily, Curator was low enough to where I was just able to kite him away with the bow, as well as using my pet to tank, healing the pet, almost becoming a healer because of the pet, with a little bit of DPS whenever the pet would die. Or not as much. I would try to draw aggro as much as I could so the pet wouldn't die, heal it up, and feign death so Curator would just go back to the to the pet. Pretty much all the raid was telling me, just die, let's just wipe so we can start over again. The best part was I was able to take down Curator. One of my second favorite experiences from gaming was, like I said before, just making a whole bunch of friends. Even though I was still, at the time when BC came out, I was in high school, freshman, sophomore year, and it was just a lot of fun being able to make those friends, taking things seriously, leading a few raids, at that point as well. And it was just a lot of fun. Thoughts on esports, and do I follow esports? I actually follow esports quite a lot ever since I found out about it back in 2010 when StarCraft 2 came out. That is actually what deep dived me into following esports, especially StarCraft 2, mainly just because I played it a lot, and at the time there was quite a bit of hype and a lot of tournaments going on about it. It was one of the times where I actually watched shows like the Day 9 Daily every day to be for that hour to watch, maybe learn a little something, as well as follow MLGs. Just MLG weekends. I unfortunately never got to make it out to Anaheim for an MLG tournament, which would have been a lot of fun just to watch instead of just playing, even though I wanted to play in a lot too. But just that crowd atmosphere would have been great if I would have been able to do it. And as for my thoughts on esports, well, for the most part, my thoughts on esports is it's growing, it's a lot of hype, and actually it's real. I have to explain it to a bunch of my friends some of the times because they don't see how people can be professional video game players as well as make money from playing, or have hundreds of thousands, millions of people watch, depending on the event and time of year. It just blows their mind when I show them the numbers and everything, but it's just like what I say. People watch football, baseball, and soccer. So why don't people watch, or why can't people watch esports? Yes, it's people playing a game, but you're watching people play games too with football, baseball, and soccer and whatnot. My favorite game growing up, it had to be the Spyro games. Especially the second one, Ripto's Rage. That actually was one of my favorite games. I would play it so much and actually beat it several times, going back to my favorite levels and just playing. The current game I'm playing, honestly, I'm not playing too many games. I've dabbled back into StarCraft 2 a little bit. I'm sucky at League of Legends, even though the person I'm talking to, he plays a lot of League of Legends. I want to build up my skills. Unfortunately, he's platinum, and I'm I like to joke and say I'm wood, which is probably what I am right now. I could probably be bronze, silver, jungle if I get there, but it's just that intimidation of low elo League of Legends that really just gets at me and makes me nervous and just makes my heart pound as if I'm racing again behind that wheel, and it's just like, I'm so nervous, I'm going to make a mistake because I'm so nervous. Do I stream? Not really. I want to stream a lot more. Mostly I'd probably just be talking to no audience, talking to myself, which is something to get used to, but I would say I want to give it a shot because it'd just be fun. I know I should have probably done this at the beginning of the interview, but I'll tell you something about myself. I'm 27, work in a hospital, love esports and video games, and I race cars for a living. Not street racing where it's illegal. I race actual late models, sometimes on TV here at our local track in Madera. But yeah, I've been racing since I was 10. Racing games I can't play too much just because I know what it's like to actually race, and a big thing for me is I need the feel of the car. I just race with the feel, because there's something you can get more when you feel the car get loose or slide a little bit as you're racing that you just don't get from iRacing, or at least unless you have a big $2,000 to $10,000 simulator that jerks you around and helps. As for me, as you can tell, I'm a Slytherin. I was always a self-proclaimed Slytherin, and then when Pottermore came out, I was verified as a Slytherin, which made me the proudest. And of course, back to World of Warcraft, I'm Horde all day, every day. I love Night Elf mounts, but it's all about the Horde. And in BC, if I saw your name tag as Red Alliance, you were dead, or I would try and kill you. Sometimes I never got the good end of that fight. Even though I don't streaming or a community for me when it comes to streaming is big, because you just get the joy. I watch some streamers like Sykkuno, some smaller ones, that It's just fun, especially with the smaller ones that I go in all the time. They know me by my name. It's just chit chatting back and forth as they're playing games. It's like making new friends. If I was a streamer, I would love that just because it's like, hey, I get to make a bunch of new friends if anyone ever decided to tune into watching my terrible play. How has gaming influenced my life? Actually, gaming has influenced my life quite a bit. A little bit when I was little, of course, being bullied because I was gay and whatnot. A little suicidal, or not having many friends because I just wouldn't do too much. I'd go to school, do my homework, run sports because I was a big track runner, and then go home, play video games. I didn't have really a weekend life with friends around the house just because with go-karting we'd travel so much up and down California. I never really had a good or time to be able to spend with friends just because I was gone almost every weekend. But gaming during the week, on the weekends, during my off hours was a lot of fun because I can tune in or jump on TeamSpeak, Ventrilo, whatever we used at the time, and just talk to my friends and have a lot of fun. And not to mention playing the auction house for fun, even though I was terrible with money because I had the shiny object syndrome. Ooh, I like that. I'm going to buy it. And then a little bit with alts and whatnot, of course. And also it influenced on like quick decision making because I actually do use it in interviews. Quick decision making, just team based experience with leading raids, leadership experience outside of what I already have from jobs, and also just wanting to help grow esports if I can. I know I'm about 10 years too late from what I wanted to do, but there's never a bad time to start as long as I start. For gaming failure, I had a lot. I'm terrible at FPSs. Most of my friends would play FPSs and it was just terrible for me, but I really didn't want to get back in or try, especially just that actually gets more viewers. It could be a little more fun to play, but I'm not going to be able to do it as much. But other failures, I really can't think of any, but I know I have a lot of them. Just watch my StarCraft 2 replays and you'll see a lot of them. And yeah, thank you for tuning in for this Elda show. It's been a while. I'm going to try and start being more consistent. We're going to hold more tournaments just because what is an esports business without actually holding tournaments? Otherwise, I'm just here squatting and watching. I actually want to get into the casting, practice my speaking, and just go from there. So, thank you. Tune in. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok and Twitter. We are Elda Esports. Instagram, we're Elda Entertainment. And check out eldaentertainment.com just because we're going to start posting more tournaments and whatnot. So come in, join the fun. Good luck, have fun. Thank you.